Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the Crypto Coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined by Kory with Stably. Kory, thanks for joining us again, man. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, man. You and I have done quite a few of these interviews over the years. From last, bear market in what was that, 2019, 2020.
Two bear markets so far.
Yeah, survived them both, right?
Yeah, surviving every day.
Absolutely, man. So we may have some new listeners, people that don't know about Stably and what you guys are doing there. But before we jump into Stably, man, tell everybody a little bit about kind of your background, what you did prior to getting in this space, and what got you into this.
Yeah, sure. So, hey everyone, my name is Kory. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Stably. Stably is based here in Seattle. We provide stablecoin payment services, but as Wayne has mentioned, I can, I guess, start with an intro about myself. So, where do I start? I guess I came to the U.S. When I was little, when I was 12, from Vietnam. I grew up in Vietnam, but I've been living and studying in the U.S. ever since. Our family settled in Seattle, and I went to the University of Washington, got a finance and marketing degree in 2014. And I remember when I was in school, I was still working as a bank teller. That's pretty much my foray into the financial world. And from there, I actually, kind of moved up the ring and became eventually a personal banker at just a retail Bank of America branch. Eventually, I got, bored of that, and I decided to learn how to code and became a investment analyst and then a data analyst at PitchBook, which is a venture capital and private equity research data firm. So I started working there in 2017. That was also when I started trading crypto very actively. Before that, I was already trading stocks, ETFs, things like that, using homemade algorithms, basically homemade trading algorithms, and was doing pretty decent with that. And that's actually how I met David, my co-founder at Stably. We met at a meetup for algorithmic trading outside of work. He was working at Amazon as a software engineer, and I was working at PitchBook as a data analyst. And we just happened to trade together on the side, and we met up through, met each other through a meetup. And 2017 did pretty well with crypto trading. And which gave us kind of like, both me and David a little bit of money to be brave enough to quit our jobs and go full time into crypto. And we had a very basic idea of creating a stablecoin that's more trustworthy, transparent, and competitive than the only stablecoin in the world at that time, which was Tether. And so we wrote a white paper. We went to find investors at the beginning of 2018. For this idea, and by April of 2018, we managed to put together a small seed round of $500,000, led by 500 startups and BNext Ventures, and the rest from there was pretty much history, right? That's how the company was started. So I guess now moving on to the background of the company. Since our 2018 seed round, we have developed, within 8 months of that, we developed and launched the USDS stablecoin, which is a US dollar stablecoin that is backed by one-to-one by bank deposits held in a trust account that we set up with Prime Trust, a regulated custodian. So we'll talk more about Prime Trust in a little bit.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, we started working with Prime Trust back in 2018. Everything was fine back then. They were the sponsor or regulated issuer of our stablecoin too, so we had full regulatory compliance coverage under their licensing. And we went to market at the end of 2018 or early 2019. And within a couple months of going live, we managed to actually list USDS on Bittrex, which is a major crypto exchange back in the day. They're not functional anymore at this point, but
they were a big one. Yeah,
they were one of the big ones back in the day. So we got listed on Bittrex. We launched USDS on the Ethereum blockchain, and we got it listed on Bittrex. And then Binance reached out to us, and Binance wanted to list USDS as the 5th stablecoin on the Binance exchange at the time. So, it was the biggest exchange in the world already. And there were only 4 other stablecoins, which is USDC, Paxos, TrueUSD, and Tether, right? And so we got the opportunity to become the 5th one to list on Binance, which we did in February of 2019. And thanks to that, we got a lot of, we got our name out finally, got a lot of positive momentum, and managed to raise additional fundings, a couple more $1 million since then, in order to continue growing the project. Within about 10 months or less than 10 months of listing on Binance, however, we faced really tough competition from USDC and USDT, as well as Paxos and other stablecoins that were on there. Basically, they had a lot more liquidity than we did in terms of the amount of capital that they have raised and support that they got from market makers. Right, we were a much smaller and less well-funded project, and so their liquidity, their spreads on trading exchanges, which is better than USDS spreads on these trading pairs. And in addition to that, a lot of these stablecoin issuers were giving out discounts to market makers in order to incentivize them to distribute their stablecoins. So market makers could come and buy maybe 1 USDC or 1 Paxos or 1 Gemini US dollar for 98 cents or 99 cents on the dollar, and so that's basically a 1 or 2% discount, which is basically profit, right, to the market maker. But the market makers have to agree to not redeem these stable coins for a while. And so what they did is they went and looked for other stable coins that did not have a similar redemption policy, and they traded into those. Ours were one of those stable coins. So, effectively we became an off-ramp for a lot of these other stable coins that had a lot more funding that could offer these discount program, which we didn't have, right? And so now we were at a disadvantage. And so after we list on Binance and maintain, our own liquidity and hire our own market makers to have a presence for about, a year, we decided to delist from Binance because it wasn't basically growing and worth our time to keep USDS on Binance anymore. And that was in early 2020. And in 2020, we started pivoting our business from just running our own brand of stablecoin to providing stablecoin as a service, because this is when basically if you remember Libra, which was the stablecoin project from Facebook back in the day, they wanted to create a stablecoin called Libra, as you remember, and due to a lot of regulatory scrutiny, that project eventually did not take off. However, that gave us kind of like the idea, right? Like, hey, if Facebook is doing this, then perhaps other major brands and businesses will look into issuing their own branded stablecoin as well, right? So part of the vision for pivoting Stably from running just USDS as our own brand to doing stablecoin as a service is we're gonna now go out and power stablecoins as a service for other brands and businesses in addition to just ourselves, right? And so that's all we started doing ever since 2020 until now, for 3 years now. And it has actually been really good business. The first 2 years in 2021 and 2022, we actually did about $1.5 million in total revenue from stablecoin as a service each year, right? And from working with a wide variety of clients, ranging from Stellar, Tezos, Harmony, VeChain, Chia Networks, etc., right? And providing basic stablecoin infrastructure to these blockchains, which otherwise they wouldn't have, because they're emerging blockchains, and USDC, USDT typically won't expand their stablecoins to these newer emerging blockchains. And so that's that's kind of like a unique space that we found ourselves in, that we kind of went into, and providing either USDS or white labeling USDS as a customized stable coins for these ecosystems. And so we've been doing pretty well on that front. And we also launched StablyRamp, which is a fiat on and off ramp that allows you to onboard from basically a lot of US states, as well as more than 170 plus other countries and regions, to buy, sell, or swap stable coins and digital assets using traditional payment methods like bank transfers, cards, wires, etc. Right? And that has been doing really well. Ever since we launched that product in 2021, we have processed more than $100 million in total in gross transaction volume in GTV. And so that has been pretty successful as well. So up until the beginning of this year, everything was going great, right? Everything was going amazing. We were growing our stablecoin as a service division. We were generating more revenue there, and we were also growing our transaction volume from StablyRamp. Despite the bear market that was ongoing since last year, we were relatively unscathed, since the like in 2021 you had the Terra collapse, and then you had the Luna collapse in 2022, and then FTX and all that stuff, right? Celsius network and everything. So and then even Circle earlier this year had an issue with Silicon Valley Bank and all that. So everybody had a bunch of issues except Stably, all the way until June of this year, that something finally happened, which was completely unexpected as well. Prime Trust, our regulated custodian that I mentioned earlier, we've been working with them again since 2018, right? They were put into receivership in June by the Nevada state regulators, and eventually a month later filing bankruptcy because they had allegedly they had been mishandling customer funds. And we were actually now, because they're the ongoing bankruptcy proceedings, and we're part of the unsecured creditor committee. We're serving on there as a member in order to work with all the other relevant parties to figure out how to return customer funds in a timely and fairly manner, right? So we have a lot of details into this, but there's a lot of things that we can't disclose publicly. All I can say is the previous management at Prime Trust had a wallet address that they no longer had access to, and however they continue to allow customer funds to be deposited into this wallet address, and that was going on around the 2021-2022 period. And when by the time that they had uncovered this, they had the unrecoverable amount of crypto that had been sent in again from customers into that address, and that comes out to like tens of millions, right, of dollar worth of crypto.
Ouch.
And instead of coming clean about it and admitting to everyone that, hey guys, we messed up, right? Sorry that we used the wrong wallet address. Prime Trust decided to not tell anyone about it, and quietly try to fundraise additional money and use fiat money, other customers' fiat money, to cover that hole. And so now there was a shortfall between of the capital at Prime Trust, right? So so that coupled with the bear market and Prime Trust unable to raise additional capital, finally in June of this year they were put into receivership and filed bankruptcy with the Nevada regulators. I think they filed bankruptcy in Delaware though. But to us it was basically a shock, because first of all, we never imagined, a fully regulated and licensed, trust company slash SEC qualified custodian to have something like this happen to them. It I mean, it was a potential risk that could happen, but I guess in our business planning, we haven't anticipated for that to take place last year, and so, or this year, and so we had to scramble for a 3 month period, trying to find a different funds processors, a new regulated partner to work with, and all the existing products and services at Stably were basically offline for the time being. And this was basically starting at the end toward the last week, the end of June, right?
Yeah.
After the trust shut down. And after we went out and trying to find a new partner, we eventually discovered Bridge.xyz, which is a Fiat to stablecoin orchestration API service that we have integrated with successfully a couple months ago in order to efficiently move funds between fiat and stablecoins, customer funds from fiat to stablecoins compliantly. And so thanks to working together with Bridge, as well as integrating with checkout.com, a payment processing partner that now give us card and ACH capabilities, we were able to restore 2/3 of our fiat payment capabilities by Q4, right? So between June and October, it took us basically 4 months to rebuild our entire business and infrastructure and get back online with a new partner, right? And so it was a really hunker down and super focused 4 months during the summer in order to quickly restore our services and bring our business back online, right? And because every day, every month every week is precious, right? So can't wait forever. And when we did go back online, even though we had only half of our previous capabilities, StablyRamp has been generating volume again. And while we were still offline in Q3, we actually managed to close 2 new clients for stablecoin as a service. So despite what had happened with Prime Trust, customers are still interested in working with us. They understand that things that happened there were kind of like beyond our control, and so but nevertheless, we've been here since 2018. We never had any incident that was caused by us, right? So and what happened with Prime Trust was basically something that happened to our vendor that we are now effectively replacing. And along with that, as I mentioned, we're still trying to deal with the Prime Trust bankruptcy to return the $2 million customer funds, right? So we're gonna see that to the end as well, to make sure that all of our customers are made whole as much as possible. And moving on forward with these new partnerships, we're actually planning to surpass our previous capabilities at Prime Trust by the end of Q1. So, in terms of the amount of assets we're going to support, in terms of the amount of payment methods that we're going to support, we're going to be doing a lot of things to, basically double our capabilities and hopefully, surpass our performance back in 2022 as well, in 2024. So, really looking forward to that. And, the bull market's coming back. We have
it's looking good.
The Bitcoin halving, the recent confluence of this revitalized crypto market and lower interest rates expectation from the Fed and all of that. I think that's going to be really good tailwinds for our business as well. That's going to help drive a lot more users and volume back to StablyRamp, as well as increase the demand for stablecoin as a service. So really we're really looking forward to a much better 2024 that we are rebounding from much more strongly. 2023, obviously.
Awesome, man. Yeah, a couple things I see from this. And one, some people listening may not understand or even see the need, like why are stablecoins so important? Because they don't realize, I feel like stablecoins are going to be a catalyst to getting a lot of different industries, traditional, typical tech industries, non-tech industries, into utilizing crypto payments. Because what's the biggest concern when you talk to most business about accepting crypto for payments? It's the volatility, right? it's the up and down, it's all that, and stablecoins solve that problem. So there's definitely a big need for stablecoins in the market. And then two, the other thing, man, like so many, you're right, so many companies we've seen over the years come and go, and you guys have just recently weathered a storm coming out of it, and I'm sure every time you go through something like this, just like we've experienced, not something similar, but our own challenges, is you learn from that, you grow from that, you couldn't wholly prevent that because you're relying on a business partner that was regulated, that they're saying, hey, you can use this company, and then that company goes under. But you learn how to I want to say better prepare yourself, and in case something like that were to happen again, you've got plans and different scenarios drawn out that you may not have expected before. So that's why I tell people, when you see companies go through these hurdles and headwinds, you usually, if they come out on the other side of it still in business, they're pretty much stronger than ever.
Yeah, actually, we were very flexible. We adapted and we overcome these challenges very, to the best of our capability. We actually reduced our entire workforce by pretty much 60% since last year, by more than half, and cutting down our monthly budget significantly by as much as more than 70% a month in total monthly budget cut, in order to extend our runway and get back to focusing on what it is that we do at the core for our business, that's providing value and benefit to customers and generating recurring revenue from that. And we have to be more competitive, right? We have to be able to adapt with changing market environments and be able to offer things that customer that actually wants, things that are symbiotic to their needs. And so we have been focusing on innovations as well. We basically in relaunching our services, we also set up a statutory trust in Wyoming, which is a private business statutory trust, basically, that's designed to hold the collateral of stablecoins that we're going to issue going forward in the future. So previously we were working with Prime Trust, which is a regulated public trust company, but now we're leveraging our own private statutory business trust in order to take custody of the collateral of our customer stablecoins. And doing this will allow us to legally separate the collateral assets from Stably's own operating funds, right? So if something were to happen with Stably, these funds that we're holding in this trust entity in Wyoming, it's under trust law, right? It's legally separated from our own balance sheet. We can't touch it. None of the weird things that happen at Prime Trust is supposed to happen here. And this time we control it ourselves now, right? Instead of having to rely on somebody else like Prime Trust. And this setup is very lean and efficient. It doesn't require us to have a public trust company charter. So, no extra regulatory burden for us there. And, we also have another registered money service business, or MSB entity in Wyoming as well, that we also that we use to issue and redeem stablecoins compliantly, stablecoins that we develop compliantly under FinCEN guidance, right? So everything we do are still 100% regulatory compliant. We fully carry out KYC, AML, sanctions, transaction monitoring, and all that stuff, as well as working together with our funds processing partners to share in on some of these compliance processes, right? So, but now we control a lot of this ourselves, right? Other than working with Bridge to be the funds processor, we control the trust management, collateral management process, which now allows us to actually unlock a new source of revenue, which is interest income. You can earn interest income from the collateral reserve of the stablecoin. And previously, when we had the collateral held at Prime Trust, they weren't paying us any interest income. Well, now I know why they weren't paying us interest income on our money there, but
they were keeping it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe it wasn't even there to begin with. So, so despite what happened, right? Now we actually have interest income from collateral assets for stablecoin that we develop. And custody the collateral for ourselves, and we're placing the collateral in very highly liquid high quality assets like bank deposits, U.S. money market security funds, and in the future we're looking to add more on-chain collaterals as well, like tokenized T-bills, in order to provide more transparency and public trust in the collaterals that we're holding. Because if we're holding the collateral off-chain in a bank account or in money market security funds and things like that, all of that is off-chain, and it requires periodic attestation by a third party in order to verify that the amount of money we hold in collateral is one-to-one with the amount of tokens which that we have issued. So taking part of this collateral and putting it on chain and tokenized treasury bills, for example, will allow people to verify publicly and 24/7 on chain that, hey, they have this much amount in collateral.
Yep.
They have this much in issued tokens, so everything match up. They don't have to wait
Gotcha.
all the time for us to do a attestation with a third party for these off-chain assets.
Gotcha.
So that's something an upcoming improvement that we're planning to do as well. And that's part of the part of the many upcoming initiatives that we're doing in order to come back much stronger and better in 2024.
Gotcha, man. Before we wrap up, I know we're getting close to wrapping up, but I'd like to touch back on StablyRamp, because that's something that I think a lot of people need to understand and utilize, right? Your everyday users, whether on-ramp, off-ramp into cryptocurrency, right? So you can tell what kind of assets can people on-ramp or off-ramp from using StablyRamp?
Yeah, so StablyRamp, so for just a quick background on StablyRamp, it is a fiat on and off ramp application that you can use to buy and sell or swap stable coins and other digital assets using traditional payment methods like bank transfers and credit and debit card like Visa and MasterCard, right?
Gotcha.
So right now we only support stable coins, popular stable coins like USDC, USDT, USDP, and stable coins that we have built for our own clients, such as CUSD is a stable coin that we built in partnership with Coin98, and ZUSD, which is a stable coin that we built in that we launched in partnership with Horizon on the Eon network. And so all of these assets that I just mentioned, you can easily buy or sell them or swap them with each other. And if you want to buy and sell them with traditional payment methods, then all users have to first of all onboard, open an account with us, and get KYC verified. Once you have your account open, then you can select your preferred payment methods, whether it's a bank wire, it's an ACH transfer, it's a credit or debit card, etc. We support all these various payment methods, and then starting in next year, we're going to add more payment methods, including SwiftWire, which will allow us to access international non-US markets, and we will also support PayPal, hopefully by Q2 of next year.
Nice.
And PayPal, is very globally accepted as well. So we hope to be able to tackle a wider range of audience once we have PayPal supported. Apple Pay, Google Pay, things like that. And obviously stable coins, right? People can send in stable coins like USDC and USDT to transact on our platform as well. So starting in Q1 and Q2 of next year, we're going to add more assets other than just stable coins. So
Right.
we're completing our upcoming liquidity engine upgrade. And now we're going to start sourcing liquidity from many different blockchains and many different liquidity pools on decentralized exchanges all over the world, right? So starting Q1 and Q2, we will have the ability to list basically any popular crypto assets that we want to list on StablyRamp and provide fiat on and off ramp to it, allowing people to buy and sell it and swap it, right?
Gotcha.
And by the end of 2024, we're hoping to add more than a total of 300 digital assets on StablyRamp, ranging from stable coins to altcoins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, meme coins, game coins, all kind of coins, right? Everything.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, and we'd even talked about looking into getting FIO on there as well too. So definitely looking forward to that. So Kory, in terms of, as we wrap up, I definitely want people to find out more about Stably, follow you guys. So I'll have the description in the comments as well, but can you tell everybody where they can follow Stably and find out more about what you guys are doing?
Yeah, definitely. You can follow us on Twitter at Stably_official. And you can also, check out our blog on or our website, first of all, stably.io. And our blog, stably.io/blog. We have a lot of content, research pieces about DeFi and stablecoins and the crypto market in general that we publish every week or other week. So you can follow us on there. And also we have partnered recently with Coin98, which is a major all-in-one DeFi platform and wallet. Not just a wallet. They have decentralized exchanges. They have a whole ecosystem. They have a news network, all that, and more than 8 million users worldwide. Right? So
wow.
We launched a new stablecoin with them recently called CUSD. It is a regulatory compliant US dollar-backed stablecoin as well. That similar to what we usually provide for our other clients. But with CUSD, we have a very strategic partnership with them in order to expand it to more emerging ecosystem and enhancing the interoperability of both our brand and their brand, along with these partner brands. So to learn more about this project, you can check out CUSD.xyz, and you can follow CUSD XYZ on Twitter as well.
Nice, awesome. Let me save that as well. Cool, Kory. Yeah, it's been great catching up. Most people don't realize you and I had actually recorded a podcast episode right around June, right around the time when everything happened. We talked about with Prime Trust, and we had to put that on hold. And now it's great to do a follow up and catch back up and see what's going on at Stably.
Yeah, man, I'm grateful, and I feel blessed to be to still be here, and still focused on our mission to on-ramp the next billion users to Web3. So.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me here, and really looking forward to a better, much more exciting 2024 to come.
Absolutely, man. So, Kory, thanks for joining us today, and thanks to everybody else for listening. And we will catch you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Awesome. Goodbye.